So Sigmund directly like punching someone or this is one of the most interesting topics for me, aggression. And aggression is nothing but this feeling that you have that you want to hurt someone, you want to harm someone, whether it is directly like punching someone, or it could also be like you not inviting a person in your class to your birthday party when you're inviting your whole class. So even that would be considered as aggression. Even any kind of spreading bad rumors which are not real, rumors about a person, that is also considered aggression. um, Passing sarcastic remarks or something snarky remarks is also aggression. So understand that aggression isn't just violence like mukka marna, punch karna, slap karna, but there are also different kinds of aggression. And aggression has been a part of humans' social behavior. Okay, social because it includes you doing this action on someone. So it's about your social interaction with other people, it's your social behavior with in regards to other people. So we are just going to talk about and see if or how aggression is stemming from any kind of biological factors. Are there any role of biological factors in aggression? Most of our social behavior is attributed to our instincts and our biological factors. And Sigmund Freud was one of the biggest, the most famous supporter of this theory. So, so Sigmund Sigmund Freud um, believed that we have this self-destructive behavior, and that is kind of directed outwards towards other people, and that is how aggression happens. That's the reason why we actually aggress against other people. There was an ethologist named as Conrad Lorenz, and he also had a related view like Sigmund Freud. He believed that humans tend to have this fighting instinct. It's an instinct because who are who are the strongest males, they will get a female, they will get a mate, and that's how they will pass on these fighting instinct to their offsprings, and those offsprings again will fight and to get desirable mates, and then they will pass on um, these fighting instincts to their offsprings. But most psychologists have rejected this whole instinct theory regarding aggression because, like I already mentioned, right, aggression isn't just about mardhad things. You could exclude someone from your social group, or you would pass some comments. So there are different kinds of aggression, and this instinct theory does not actually fit into these kinds of aggression. Also, you can see aggressive behavior is a little different in different cultures. Like, for example, in individualistic cultures like in the Western countries, aggression is kind of supported, it's kind of maybe not very much encouraged, but it is supported. Whereas in collectivistic cultures like Eastern cultures, like in India, in Japan, generally aggression is not supported. And also, there are multiple reasons why social psychologists did not agree with instinctive theory, because there are other theories that have come up, like the drive theory and other kinds of theories, and I'll make different videos on it. This is just like the part one of aggression. So, this is the reason why social psychologists actually do not agree with the instinct theory. Then, what happened was that evolutionary psychology or evolutionary perspective in psychology was growing, and that kind of made people reconsider this instinct theory. So there were some social psychologists who rejected this theory completely, while there were some psychologists that actually started believing in this theory again, started reconsidering this theory again. Because I'll tell you, like I explained what Conrad Lawrence had said, that was the view of evolutionary perspective as well, that there will be certain males that want to get desirable mates and they will aggress against each other, like they are rivals to get a desirable mate. Whoever wins does get that mate, and then they pass on their genes, these aggressive genes, to their offsprings. Again, these offsprings will fight or aggress against their rivals to get a desirable mate. Whoever wins, that means they are more aggressive, they will again pass on their aggressive genes to their offsprings. And this is how these aggressive instincts, this aggressive gene has been developed. It has kind of been inherited by each and every generation from one generation to the next. But the other thing you need to remember that generally males will not aggress against females. That's according to the evolutionary perspective. Or they will not aggress in front of females, because females generally do not really like the aggression thing. It's kind of puts them off and they don't find it attractive. So males generally don't aggress in front of, like in public, in front of females. But females tend to aggress against both genders, males and females. All of this is according to the evolutionary perspective. I'm just saying it again. Now let's look at this study that was conducted to see whether aggression is seen biologically. Okay, so they were trying to measure testosterone. So I'm just going to read out the researchers' name: Flynn, Ponzi, and Muchlen Bian. Okay, 2012. It's like quite recent. They measured testosterone in a group of soccer players. Yeah, in soccer players. So what they noticed was that whenever this team won against the other team, their testosterone increased. But this testosterone did not increase in two scenarios: one, when they lost, and second, when they were playing against their own community members, their in-group people. Okay, so this study also suggests that men, or gaining access to desirable mates, for that you have to win. Like I said, you are fighting against rivals, and that's how you win and you do get a desirable mate. So testosterone increases, and this increase in testosterone actually motivates you to aggress against other people and to get mates. There was another study that was conducted. I don't remember the researcher's name, and I also have not written it down, I'm sorry, where they measured a man's or men's motivation to mate and also their aggression, like the level of aggression. And they saw that when their motivation to mate was activated, so like they were shown or they were made to think that they were going to get to interact with an attractive woman, that showed increase in testosterone, which can be linked to the aggression against somebody else. Now there was another study that was conducted regarding genes. So Hygen, I don't know. This is a 2015 study, so again a very recent one. There, this research was conducted in Norway, and 100 children in Norway were studied. They found that children tend to have two kinds of genes: one that makes them aggressive and one that does not make them aggressive. And they also noticed that children who had the genes that made them aggressive, they were also voted as being aggressive by their teachers. They also saw that whenever these children who had this aggressive genes, when they were exposed to high level stress, like maybe abuse or any serious kind of illness, they tend to aggress more. Whereas when the stress was absent, these children who had this aggressive genes, even they did not show any kind of aggression. So this explains that both groups are adaptive. The first group copes better with the changing environment, while the second group does better in a relatively stable one. So when we come to the conclusion of whether there is any role of biological factors in aggression, or is that true or not, or what, then we can say that obviously there is some kind of a role, there is a role of biology in the way we aggress, or the reason why we aggress. There is some genetic component, but that is not the only fundamental reason behind humans aggression. There are other factors, and like I've always said, like all psychologists have actually said, that human behavior isn't like just one dimensional, it's quite complex. So there are other theories that actually explain why humans aggress, and we are going to see all of those on this channel. So don't forget to subscribe, like this video, share if you have enjoyed it and if you have learned something new, and I'll see you next Friday with another psychology video.